Here are the 35 most terrifying things caught on drones footage. In this video, you'll see unsettling scenes captured by drones, revealing mysterious moments from above. From eerie landscapes to unexpected encounters, these clips show the world in a way you've never seen before. Get ready for a thrilling look at the most terrifying drone footage ever recorded. This drone caught a woman swimming in an ocean, but something deadly stalks her.
Oh, there's a swimmer. Oh, shit, look at that.
Below in the ocean, a woman swims leisurely. She is close to the beach, but this doesn't stop the terrifying orca whales from coming close to her to investigate. Unaware of their presence, the whales come close enough to her to surround her. She is now aware of their presence. She keeps her cool and swims with them. A terrifying sighting captured by a drone in an unexpected neighborhood. In the footage, the drone captures the beautiful, serene neighborhood with a beautiful home in front of it. The drone then flies up to move on to a different house when something flashes by in the blink of an eye. The object is but a blur to viewers. More unidentified objects fly high in the sky. The drone is too far away to get a clearer view, but they seem to have a path they are following quickly. A mysterious object might have never been found but was captured by a drone. This drone slowly flies through this path and unexpectedly records a mysterious sight. The unidentified flying object zooms past quickly. It is too fast to be a bird and has a reflective surface like the electrical tower in the footage. The object is small and shaped like a mini spaceship seen in movies. However, we can't say for sure what it is. A drone catches the trajectory of an impending danger that Kansas Town could do nothing about. The drone captures a tornado as it rips through a town, yanking off roofs and obliterating houses on its path. The tornado looks like a small one, but the damage it causes is in no way small. It sends up chunks of metal, bricks, and dirt into the air that would land and cause additional damage to the house not yet affected by the tornado. The tornado continues to spin, its vortex sending debris and sand high in the air that then cascades down in a shower of terror. A Russian ship on the ocean is terribly unaware of the danger approaching them. The Russian ship is slowly cruising on the ocean, while a Ukrainian sea drone rapidly approaches the hull of the ship. No one on board seems to be aware of the incoming attack. Within seconds, the sea drone closes in on the ship and launches a fatal attack on the ship's hull. The drone is destroyed, but the ship will be flooded with water soon. A drone flies over Gaza and records some of the most damaging scenes of destruction that the Israeli forces have carried out. Look at this. For miles, the drone captures footage of the extent of destruction that Israeli bombs have caused in Gaza, Palestine. Buildings, homes, and streets are no more, leaving the indigenous population displaced. Everything is covered in smoke and ash. Nothing can be salvaged as of now. The drone captures close-up footage of the damage. The buildings look as if they might collapse if a light breeze passes through. Smoke from other recently bombed buildings fills the air, adding a sense of discomfort to the place. Business owners in Lake City woke up to a tragedy that they never planned for. A shopping complex in a neighborhood in Lake City, Seattle, was razed to the ground by a fire. The businesses within the complex lost thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Nothing survives that could have been saved or repaired. On the upside, the fire was contained and didn't spread to other buildings. The countryside is ripped apart, sending dozens out of their homes in fear. The drone captures the disaster. The homes and buildings in this footage have been ripped apart by a tornado that razed through the town. Cars and other vehicles have been compromised, and none of the buildings can be used. They must be rebuilt. The drone flies over the wreck, capturing it from a high vantage point. The tornado had gone through the countryside, destroying buildings in its way. Some homes, trees, and shrubs are unaffected, but the destruction is saddening. A terrifying sight rocks through Arkansas, devastating hundreds after a storm. A tornado has torn through Rogers, Arkansas, destroying homes and making families homeless. Many homes have been pulverized, and it has become an inhospitable wasteland. Further into the town, some brick homes and buildings survived the tornado. Although some brick buildings survive, the equipment and things inside them are in shambles. The buildings themselves look as if they might collapse if another tornado comes through. Drone flies over a ghost town after tragedy strikes. The drone flies to the ground in Mayfield, Kentucky, recording a snow-covered neighborhood that has been destroyed by a vicious tornado that tore apart the homes and infrastructure, sending the residents packing. It's like a ghost town with no soul in sight. Repairs have started and cars have begun to drive through the street, but it will take months before the town is back on its feet to accept residents. Somewhere in Kabul, drone footage of a terrifying act becomes public. A U.S. drone hovers over this building in Kabul. The autofocus has locked in on its target. A few seconds later, the drone strikes the place with a bomb that lights up the area with a fearsome glow. A mushroom cloud of smoke and dust goes up. The drone drops multiple bombs that rock the area and lights a fearsome fire in the building. The drone still strikes more buildings, and the eerie glow of the explosion haunts the residents of the neighborhood. A drone controller never expected to capture an unexpected scene over Las Vegas. The FAA has placed rules on the flying of drones, and they should be within the owner's eyesight. This drone is flying way above appropriate altitudes and surprisingly records the passing of an airplane as it approaches Las Vegas. This is a magnificent and terrifying sight. Drone captures the widespread destruction that is wreaking havoc through a neighborhood. This footage is of the Moccasin Creek Dam system, which has been failing recently. Water that has been escaping the dam is flooding the area, eroding the land. Already, the land around the dam has been flooded and pushed the soil away from vegetation. The flooding is total, destroying homes and infrastructure close to the dam. The flood is now inland and is in danger of compromising the road. A waste transfer station experiences tragedy, and the resulting smoke fogs up the destruction. This drone footage shows the result of a widespread fire that blazed through the Klamath County Solid Wastes Transfer Station in Kendall Cots. Large plumes of smoke fill the air, obscuring the view of the wreckage. Fire trucks are present and dousing the transfer station with water. The fire trucks keep aiming water jets at the building, but the smoke doesn't abate. The wind drives the smoke further inland. Russian soldiers try escaping, but an unseen danger hovers above them. This footage captures a Russian soldier down on the ground, injured. His movement is forced. He sits up, tired, staying in place. The drone lets down a small bomb in his direction. He is unaware of this, hugging himself from a chill. The bomb drops behind him, exploding and injuring him. He falls on his back, in pain. He is alive but shocked. His back is in ruin. 4 Russian soldiers are making their escape. The drone follows them and lets down another bomb that injures one of them. Water can be dangerous when it goes beyond the limit, and this street in Turkey has seen the worst of it. The streets in Turkey have been flooded with cars stuck floating in the street, making movement difficult. The destruction caused by the flood can be felt by everyone. The water keeps flowing out further into the streets and homes. Some cars are still driving through the flooded streets, but that is risky. This car shows the danger that comes with moving through the flood. The earth is beautiful, but sometimes she decides to show her brutal nature. This footage shows the consequences. This is footage straight out of Albania after a 6.4 magnitude earthquake that devastated the region. The building couldn't survive the quake and broke apart, leaving a skeleton of itself standing. Some houses are still standing, but some smaller houses have collapsed in on themselves. Rescuers are trying to save people from the rubble, but it has been estimated that a dozen people were killed and hundreds injured. This highway became a scene straight out of an apocalyptic scene, and the drone covered it. This was a deadly accident that led to a pileup on the highway. Cars are crushed together with no car surviving. Also, you can see a truck on the road that was moving cars also involved in the accident. Seems the accident was quite bad. Even the Coca-Cola truck at the back crushed another car. The firefighters are trying to pull the cars apart, but it'll take a while. Everyone has been saved, but not without casualties. The drone zooms out, recording the large-scale wreck of the accident. The road would be closed for a while. A drone captures footage of a surprising and devastating moment on the highway. The drone captures footage of the wreck from a gas truck shipment on the interstate in Denton. This accident injured 3 people and caused a fire around the surrounding area. The firefighters appeared on the scene quickly to douse the fire and restrict the spread of the fire. There is a burnt car by the truck wreck. The rest of the gas tanks weren't destroyed, else the explosion and resulting fire would have been catastrophic. The driver's area of the truck is burnt to a crisp, and the firefighter is still dousing a tank with water to keep it from burning. On a regular day, Collegedale, Tennessee was in for a shock as a train passed through the town. A drone flying over a train track records as a train passes slowly through the town. Everything looks simple on the surface. The train is transporting sealed contents in black tanks that must not be compromised. However, when you look at either side of the train track, you can see the scorched earth and wreckage of a previous train accident. Workers are still clearing the area, but you can see the damage wreaked on the area. Drone captures live footage of a crash site of a beloved celebrity that will shock you.
Hey, it's Chad. We don't have a reporter. Yep.
This footage was taken by a drone in Calabasas, Calif. The footage shows the tragic crash site of a helicopter that claimed Kobe Bryant's, his daughter, and other associates' lives. The crash is spread out and still actively burning. This scene features the helicopter blades a few feet from the manned crash site. The drone records the ghastly scene that disturbed a peaceful neighborhood. This happened in a neighborhood close to an airport. The drone captures the destruction from the crash of a single-engine plane near the Erie Airport. The crash is too close to the airport. However, it crashed into a tree rather than on the road or people. The drone flies further from the crash site, showing the cops and fire trucks present to handle the situation. The movement has been restricted in the meantime. Construction site becomes hazardous, and the drone captures the destruction. Around construction sites, 2 cranes have been mounted. They both look stable, doing their jobs as intended. The drone records footage of the construction, surveying the work done. The drone captures footage of Midtown Atlanta and a moving car. The drone flies to one of the cranes, recording the damage caused by the counterweight falling off the crane. Great thing no worker was close by at the time it fell. Drone captures the destruction that took unsuspecting lives as support goes out under them. The Francis Scott Key Bridge was built in 1977 and has always stood tall and strong for about 50 years. The cars, vans, and trucks driving on the bridge toward their destination didn't expect the bridge to give out under them. From the left side of the footage, the bridge suddenly caves in. The bridge quickly falls apart, crashing into the water and taking on the lives on the bridge with it. The bridge breaks apart totally, leaving nothing standing. This drone captures massive waves as they wash close to shore, threatening people's safety. These homes built by the ocean are experiencing massive waves crashing into their homes. The partition built to keep the homes above sea level is small, and the waves crash into it, splashing up to the roofs of the houses. The waves threaten to flood the land. The water washes back into the ocean, but everyone is staying indoors with their windows closed. The drone captures the water washing into the land as the waves get bigger. A town in Ohio experiences devastation on a large scale. East Palestine in Ohio experienced a tragedy. A train passing through the city had an accident which blew up the train and caused a massive wave of destruction around it. Lives on the train were lost, and the smoke of loss hangs over the city. The fire from the burning train lights up the city for miles, filling the air with smoke and dread. Around the explosion site, homes are not affected, but the fumes spill over the town. The fire will spread if not contained. War is tragic for all involved, and the northern city of Raqqa in Syria has seen the worst of it. The drone flies through the wreckage of a Syrian town identified as an ISIS stronghold. The city has been destroyed by missiles and bombs, leaving thousands homeless. The footage shows miles and miles of destruction, with demolished and crumbling homes and pulverized streets. The town has effectively become a ghost town. The town has little to no signs of life. Once beautiful streets and vibrant districts have become nothing but rubble. The drone flies from street to street, showing the sorry state Raqqa is in. A beautiful neighborhood's peaceful afternoon is disturbed by the most shocking surprise. It's a beautiful afternoon in a serene neighborhood. This drone flies over the houses, recording the beautiful homes and roofs when suddenly bombs start going off in homes on the ground. The explosions are sequential, not sparing the buildings or their occupants. The drone gets closer to the wreckage. Although smoke blurs the scene, it's still possible the damage caused to the homes and the street. Three men are stuck in the ocean, scared for their lives. This drone watches them as a miracle happens. The drone captures a man stuck in the water, floating with the help of a flotation device. The man can't swim or move. Luckily, a speedboat drives close to him. The man latches onto the end of the speedboat. The boat drives away quickly to rescue him from the water. The speedboat takes the man to land where he belongs, then goes back to the water to rescue two more men. They might have all been in an ocean accident. Luckily, a rescue team was nearby on the beach. A Russian tank drives through a war-torn area. Out of the blue, the tank disappears. The drone flies over a war and bomb-riddled area covered with shallow snow. Looking closely, some bombs are still going off in the area. The drone dips and focuses its gaze on a slow-riding Russian tank on the ground. Mere seconds later, the tank explodes, filling the air with smoke, ash, and snow. The destruction of the tank is thorough, leaving the ground and snow black as night. The driver of the tank lost his life not knowing what came at him. Ukrainian forces will not rest until every Russian command post they can find is gone. This footage might just show how far they're willing to go. Below is a Russian command post on Ukrainian land. The drone flying above the building is remotely controlled. The drone hovers for a while, watching the building. Sure, that is the command post. The drone lets down a bomb that destroys the building. The drone drops another bomb to effectively destroy the command post. The Ukrainian forces are well equipped, and they use this in full force. The drone hovering is a Bayraktar TB2 drone unmanned combat aerial vehicle that the Ukrainian forces have sent to a recently discovered Russian artillery command post. The drone locks into the building highlighted in infrared and lets down a blinding bomb drop on the site. The debris from the explosion flies around while a fire rages on the demolished building. Everything has been successfully destroyed. Nothing can survive that. The Ukrainian forces have discovered a well-hidden secret by Russian forces known as the Katsaps. They must act quickly. The drone flies over a crop of trees surrounded by a desert on both sides. This unassuming place hides the command post and ammunition depot of the Russian forces. The Ukrainians land bombs on the area, destroying the post. The scorch marks and impact site are visible on the ground. The destruction is total. The trees might be gone after this. The cost of the bombing on the earth is being felt by all. Russian forces have found a Ukrainian command post, the 95th Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Their ensuing engagement is shocking. The Russian military forces found a Ukrainian command post, and they detonated a huge bomb on the command post. This detonation rocks the building, lighting it up in flames that burn bright in the night. The state of the Ukrainian 95th Brigade force is dire. The drone zooms in, capturing the extent of the destruction on the command post. It seems no one survived this brutal detonation. Ukrainian forces have discovered a Russian secret outpost. The drone captures what happens next. The drone flies over an active combat engagement between the Ukrainian Azov military regiment and the ambushed Russian command post in Mariupol. On the ground, bombs are going off close to a 3-storied building in what looks like a deserted area. The bombs are effectively destroying the Russian military center. The drone flies close to the ground, taking in the damage wreaked on the area. The outpost has been destroyed. However, it seems the Russians might have escaped.